It's a simple and true fact that you are reluctant to face. You want this fact to get lost because you're afraid. It's painful for you to look deeply into it. Death is a reality that we have to confront. According to Buddhism, human suffering is caused by an attitude of attachment. Our attachment to things, people, and ultimately life makes us afraid to lose them. When we are afraid of losing the objects of our attachment, we try to keep them as they are and resist change. But in reality, things constantly change. Objects get lost and break, and the people we know grow, age, and ultimately die, as do we. We are scared, if not terrified, to confront this reality, so we prefer to ignore it and keep living as if we were immortal. However, it is by facing this fear about our condition that we can break free from it and live a happy life. To help us remember the real nature of things and of ourselves, Buddhism uses the practice of the Five Remembrances. Much of our attachment is fueled by the idea that happiness is found in pursuing external things, such as a high-paying job, a big house, a fast car, or a new phone. But in reality, once we get any such thing, we never really feel satisfied. We forget that one day we will die and nothing we materially possess will help us face our death. The aim of the Five Remembrances is to remind us of the reality of life and to make us understand that happiness is not found in external objects or people, but in our own attitude towards those things and towards life itself. Once we gain clarity on the reality of life, we are liberated from attachment and fear. This liberation is happiness. The first three remembrances are closely related. We grow old, we experience sickness, and we die. This is universal and inevitable, but we are afraid to face it. Yet, the more we repress this realization, the more it frightens us. We distract ourselves with pleasure in an attempt to drown the thought of our own mortality, but this just postpones the moment we will have to confront it. We must think about the reality of sickness, aging, and death, bring it frequently to our attention, and see those things as normal, inevitable, and universal. Everyone experiences them, and the only reason we think that they are bad is because we are taught to fear them. Instead, we should understand the real nature of these things. It is not bad to grow old, get sick, or die. It is natural and inevitable for everyone. Those who understand this are content even with death. This lucid perspective will free us from the illusion in which attachment takes place. The fourth remembrance regards the impermanence of all things. Everything we have and everyone we know continuously change. It is because we forget this fundamental impermanence that we cling to things or people and feel unsatisfied when we must let them go. We want them to remain as they are. When we are aware of impermanence, we understand that change is a normal part of life for everyone. We understand that the things we idolize will never bring us happiness, since they are never as we expect them to be, and their nature is transient. We start seeing things more clearly and find a sense of happiness independently of external objects and circumstances. The fifth remembrance regards the Buddhist concept of karma. Karma means action or deed. Our actions and deeds are our continuation. Every time we think, say, or do something, we put in motion processes that will continue for a long time. Karma is the understanding of cause and effect, and of the interdependence of us and the world. Upon our death, what we have done will continue us. Something as simple as planting a tree will continue you. The tree will grow and will release the seeds for other trees. That tree and its offsprings may be used by people to sit under, climb, and perhaps to build a house. One day the house may be dismantled and the wood burned for heating and cooking. The tree, the inspiration it gave to people who sat under it, the house and the comfort it provided, and the food and warmth for the people who burned it, are all continuations of yourself. In a way, you keep existing through them. It is important to remember this as you go through life. Everything you think, say, and do will initiate processes that will outlast you, or rather, that will continue you. We must understand the Five Remembrances as a reality, not just memorize them as logical considerations. They are our real nature. Everyone you see in the street, everyone you know, even yourself, are living in this condition. It is the reality of living, and Buddhism helps us become aware of this reality. We are all going to grow old and die, we are all going to experience loss, and we are all going to be continued by our deeds. This change of perspective, this one honest look at reality, frees us from attachment, fear of loss, and gives us happiness.